Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a general love reading for the collective. Not all of the messages that come through in this reading may apply to everyone watching today. So please only take in from this reading what speaks to your soul and what resonates for you and your situation. And release the rest to the universe. I'm sorry I bailed on our love and hurt you. Well, I really feel your person is definitely feeling the heavy weight of all of this at the moment. Feeling sorry, feeling regret, feeling remorse, feeling that heavy burden of guilt bearing down on them for hurting you, for running, for ghosting, for denying this connection, for creating chaos and conflict and confusion and drama that was really unnecessary, but yet your person did it anyway because they weren't ready for this relationship when the two of you first met. But what we like about seeing this statement from your person is it tells us that they are becoming accountable and responsible. For many of you in the past, perhaps your person could never apologize for things they did wrong. Perhaps they never admitted their faults. Perhaps they had too much pride, too much ego, too much stubbornness, too much selfishness to be able to say, I'm sorry, I blew it, I screwed up. Well, this is definitely a shift and change for your person because they want to admit their faults. They want to admit where they were wrong. They want to make amends because they are feeling all of their regret. They're feeling so much remorse for bailing, for running, for ghosting, because they couldn't run from these feelings anyway. When we run from someone, we think that we're going to escape what we're feeling. We think that we're going to be able to turn those thoughts off. We think that we're going to be able to stop dreaming about that person, or stop thinking about that person, or stop feeling love and emotions for that person. But your person hasn't been able to do that, because they've had a massive wake-up call and they see and they understand where they have blown it with you. This is why they want to be accountable and responsible for the things that they have done wrong in this relationship. It also shows us that as they make their way back to you, they are going to be able to contribute what is necessary to sustain and maintain this relationship by being an equal partner with you, where you are each giving equally to each other, but your person will be giving more than they ever have, and perhaps more than you are giving to them. And it's okay if that balance gets a little bit tilted in your favor for a while, because your person needs to make amends and they need to show up for you in a way that they never have. And this is what they're planning on doing as they make their way back towards you. But let's see what else is coming in for this message today, please. Whoops. There's no excuse for my behavior, but I want to explain it to you now that I have more insight. Well, they're acknowledging that there is no excuse. And honestly, guys, there is no excuse, truly. Sure, we can carry our old emotional wounds. We can carry our baggage. We can have fears. We can have insecurities. We can have things from the past that we haven't healed. We can have low vibration behaviors, toxic and dysfunctional ones as well. We can come from a place of selfishness, pride, and ego. But are any of those things truly excuses? Nope. But they are things that allow someone to stay in that place of victim mentality. And perhaps your person has been using these things in other areas of their lives for so very long, it's just been part of who they are or who they were. But they aren't going to be this person as they come back in your direction. This is about your person wanting to give you full disclosure. It's about them wanting to explain things to you. It is about them wanting to own the things that they've done wrong because they have more insight now. During the time you've been away from each other, they have used this time to get a greater awareness and understanding of themselves. And they see where they failed. They see where they blew it. They see where they let you down. Let themselves down as well, and the divine, the powers that be, the higher power, the universe, God, the angels, whatever that higher power is for you and your person. They see where they have blown it, and they know they owe you an explanation. And they want to give you this explanation because they want to apologize. They're also going to say, there's no excuse for how I acted and behaved, but I did it because I was immature. I had no confidence. I had no self-awareness. I've been dragging old emotional wounds around me with me for a long time. But your person wants to explain it to you because they do have more insight. They're able to see that they have been dragging old emotional wounds around them. They see where they did act childish and immature. They see where they did allow their fears and their insecurities to get the best of them when they know they should have shut those things off as soon as they started, because your person sees and understands now where they have failed this relationship, where they have failed you, and they don't like that feeling of failing. Your person knows that it's time to step up to the plate and do something different and show up for you in ways that they haven't shown up for you before, by explaining everything, by giving you that validation that you need so that you can have your own clarity, your own understanding, and your own insight about what happened in this connection, because you were left holding the bag trying to figure out what happened because your person bailed, because they ran, because they ghosted and never gave you an explanation. No breakup, no goodbye, no nothing. For many of you watching the reading, your person just disappeared. And that is a very difficult thing to go through, because you are trying to figure out what the heck happened. And you don't know, because they're not responding. They're not answering. They're not returning phone calls. They are ignoring you. And that is what this bailing is. I'm sorry I bailed and I hurt you and I shouldn't have done this, but I have much greater insight now about why I behaved in the ways that I did. And I can see that I have been dragging this victim mentality around with me for a long time because I thought it was going to give me excuses to not be accountable and responsible, to not grow up, to not be an adult. But I see that I was even wrong about that. And I have learned this during the time we've been away from each other, because I have spending a lot of time doing a lot of work on the inner plane so that I understand myself. I have looked at my shadows. You reflected those things within me that I needed to work on, and I didn't want to work on them. And that's why I bailed. That's why I ran. But I tried to run from all of that, but I couldn't. And I still had to stand there and look at myself in the mirror and see that dark side of myself. I had to see those shadows that I have been carrying with me for so long. And I realized it was time to let them go. And so I am releasing them. This is why I can say there's no excuse for my behavior. It's something that I did, and I want to own it as I make my way back to you, because it is time for me to take responsibility for what happened between the two of us. And see if you're willing to hear me out. I took your advice as criticism and reacted badly. I'm sorry. Okay, for you guys watching the reading, did you ever try to give your person advice that was going to help them grow and evolve when you were spending time together before? Because they took that as criticism, and they really know now that you weren't criticizing them, that you were just trying to help them see the reality and see the truth of how their words, actions, and behaviors were hurting you in this relationship, but also perhaps other areas of their lives as well. If your person has been dragging old baggage and a victim mentality around with them and acting immaturely for quite some time, they're not going to have success in other areas of their lives either, are they? Well, probably not. They're not going to be able to get that promotion. They're not going to be able to get that job that they want. They're not going to be able to get that raise because they don't have it within them to have that confidence and that security in who they are, because they have been this victim mode, or in this victim mode, and with this childish and immature behavior as well. You tried to encourage this person to grow, evolve, and transform. And perhaps they did take your advice as criticism, and this caused them to react badly, and that might have caused them to bail as well. You did nothing wrong. You were only acting in the best interest of your person to help them see and understand themselves, because that truly is your part in this connection, to help this person see and understand themselves better. But you have reflected back to them this shadow side within them that they have needed to work on. So even though they may have taken your advice as criticism and reacted badly, they still heeded your advice because they've definitely listened. You have inspired this person to grow and change in ways that are going to surprise you as they make their way back towards you. You have been this tremendous catalyst for change in their life, just like they have been in your life as well. And you have changed and grown and evolved yourselves as a result of having this person in your life, because of the difficulties that they brought into this relationship with you by bailing on you and on your love, and by hurting you, because in that time you had no other choice but to grow, evolve, and transform. Sure, you may have spent a little bit of time crying and feeling sorry for yourself. And, we kind of like do that stuff where we eat bonbons or perhaps hang out with our friends and we have some wine and we watch stuff on TV, or we get embroiled in watching romance stories or romance series on the television or on any kind of streaming service, and while we're having some chocolate and some bonbons and some cake and some ice cream and some pizza, and you guys know the drift, you know what I'm talking about. But then you have to pick yourself up and start getting on with your life. And that is what you did. You changed and transformed because this person was in your life. And they are doing the same thing now. It's just taken them a little bit longer, but they are on their way back to you with a major apology and an explanation here, because they want you to understand now that they have more insight about why they acted and behaved in ways that were so hurtful to you and why they bailed. You challenged me in ways no one else has. I know now it was in my best interest. Well, yes, you have challenged them. You've challenged them to change and transform. You have challenged them to kick their fears and their insecurities and their immaturity to the curb. You have challenged them to embrace the power of who they are. You have challenged them to look in the mirror and find that confidence and find that strength, that courage, and that power within them to grow up, to put on their big person pants and stand up to the plate and get ready to hit the ball over the home run, or hit the ball over the plate, or hit the ball over the fence for the home run. There we go. Because this is about your person growing up, changing, and evolving. And yes, it was challenging for them, because yes, perhaps they took it as criticism and they did react badly, but they know that it was because of the love that you feel for them. That's what encouraged you to do it, because you wanted this person to be the best that they could be. You wanted them to live their best life, and you could see that they were not, because of all of their stuff, this behavior, whatever those behaviors were. But it has taken them a while to change, transform, and evolve, but they are doing it because it is part of this journey. It is part of this connection and part of the destiny that you have with this person, that the two of you change, grow, and evolve to become the powerful people that you have been becoming, so that when you come back together, you have a much stronger union with each other. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. I have deep regret and owe you an apology. Well, yes, I do feel this person has many regrets. I feel that regret, that guilt, and that remorse is a very heavy burden that is pressing down hard on your person's shoulders, feeling the heavy weight of all of it, because they know that this is something that they brought upon themselves. They know that this is something that they did to themselves, because they hadn't worked through these issues, perhaps when you highlighted them to them. And if they had done it at that time, things would be very different between the two of you right now, wouldn't they? Yes, they would. And you guys would possibly already be well on your way to union with each other. But your person chose to take this massive detour and do things the hard way. But ultimately, these detours do lead us back to the main road and bring us back to where our lives can converge again, and we can travel on together in parallel as we complete the rest of this journey together. But your person knows that they owe you an apology, and they know that they need to be real. They know that they need to be authentic with you and explain everything to you, because they do feel that they owe you a very big explanation, because they can see things now. They have greater insight into who they are. They have greater insight and awareness as well into this connection and why you are in each other's lives. But we'll use some tarot cards now and see what else we need to know about this person and this situation. Let's see what else the collective wants to reveal. What do we need to hear about this person And this situation, please. What does the collective, what do we need to know about this person? Let's see what we need to hear. Well, this is the Five of Cups. No surprises that the Five of Cups came up today, guys, actually, because I feel your person is in this place of heavy regret. They are in this place of deep sorrow and sadness and crying and longing and missing you, and seeing and understanding as well that they brought all of this sadness, this heartache and heartbreak upon themselves. That is what this Five of Cups is about. Your person really feeling the heaviness of the sadness, the grief, the sorrow, the loss, the heartache and heartbreak, but also having to acknowledge that they're responsible for it. Having to look in the mirror every day when they brush their teeth or wash their face or comb their hair and look at themselves and go, wow, you really blew this. Why did you do this? What were you thinking? How could you create so much drama and chaos? Why weren't you ready for this connection? Why didn't you heal these things before? Why did you drag them with you for so long? Why did you allow yourself to get stuck in this victim mentality for as long as you did? Because you wanted to excuse your behaviors, because you didn't want to grow up. These are the conversations that your person has to have with themselves every day. And it's a difficult gig for them, let me tell you, because they have to be accountable and responsible to themselves for putting themselves in the predicament of this Five of Cups energy, which is about crying, tears, sadness, sorrow, but also feeling regret, remorse, loss of not having you in their life, perhaps as well, fearing that they could have lost you completely, but that's not going to stop them from reaching out. Let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. The Seven of Wands. Well, that's an interesting juxtaposition to the Five of Cups, because the Seven of Wands is all about your person fighting for you and for this relationship. This is about your person doing what's necessary. This is about them pulling out all the stops. This is about them coming towards you with courage, with compassion, with passion as well as compassion. But it's also about them coming at you with a determination and a perseverance that you haven't seen. This is about them wanting to win you back. This is about them doing what's necessary to show up for you, to show you that they've changed, to take accountability and responsibility for the things that they have done wrong here in this connection and apologize to you. The Seven of Wands is about your person figuring themselves out and coming back in your direction to fight for this relationship, to fight for you, to fight their way back to you, no matter how hard it is for them, because there's a determination within them to win you back with this Seven of Wands being here. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? This is the Eight of Cups. Well, the Eight of Cups is about your person definitely having these life lessons and experiences. It is about your person releasing their baggage as well. It is about them getting rid of those things that have held them back from this relationship, getting rid of that victim mentality, getting rid of that immaturity, getting rid of old emotional wounds, getting rid of a wounded inner child if that is something that they need to release as well. It is about them releasing fears, insecurities, self-sabotaging ways, and everything else that has held them back from you in this connection, because they want to fight their way back to you and win you back with that Seven of Wands. The Eight of Cups is the card that confirms that your person has bailed on you and on this love, because the Eight of Cups is the card of the runner, the card of someone who abandons, the card of someone who runs away. But it is also the card that tells us your person is growing, changing, and evolving, because they want to return to the light and to the power of who you are and to this relationship. Only this time, all of those things that have held them back from being able to be your partner are going to be gone. This is about your person doing what's necessary to come back for you and fight for this relationship. With this combination of the Seven of Wands and Eight of Cups, this is about the missing one returning. And who is MIA right now, missing in action? That is your person. But it is about them coming back to explain things, to show you that they are ready, willing, and able to do what is necessary to be your partner. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. Let's see what else we need to hear. What do we need to know? What is coming through? This is the King of Swords. While the King of Swords is someone who is very decisive, this is also someone who is getting ready to take action, making decisions and taking action to reach out and communicate with you is the energy of the King of Swords. Because the King of Swords does have a plan, the King of Swords also has the right words to say to you. And your person wants to say these right words to you because they don't want to blow it. They want to apologize. They want to be real. They want to be authentic, truthful, and honest, and come at you with integrity. And that is the energy of the King of Swords, who is an air sign. So if you or your person have your sun, moon, or rising signs in Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, this can be a place of validation for you, but you don't have to be an air sign or any other of the signs that I might mention for this reading. It is more important that we consider how this card relates to the rest of the reading, and what this is saying today for the collective is your person is making a decision to come back in your direction and be truthful and honest and explain everything to you, because they have gained a lot of wisdom during the time they've been away from you. They have gained insight. They can see the forest through the trees. They get it. They understand it. The light bulb has come on, and they have had many breakthroughs along the way to be able to explain everything to you, but also having the right words to explain it to you with the King of Swords showing up. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. What other messages are coming through for the collective? The Page of Cups. Well, this is about your person acknowledging that they owe you an apology, actually. But also the Page of Cups confirms that your person can see where they were immature in the past. They didn't have the emotional maturity or stability to be able to be the partner that you needed them to be. They had to grow up. They had to transform. They had to change. They had to evolve. And this is what they've done during the time that you've been away from each other. The Page of Cups is a water sign, so that is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. But an apology is coming from your person, and they are going to speak the truth, and they are going to act with integrity, and they are going to be honest. They're going to be authentic. They are going to be raw. And you will see as well a humility in this person that you have perhaps not seen in them. Pride and ego will be gone. There will be selflessness instead of selfishness. You will see kindness, compassion, and understanding, because I feel your person has gone through a really rough stretch of time here with the cards that we have for the tarot portion of the reading. Having to feel all of that regret, having to feel that guilt and that remorse, having to look at themselves and know that they brought this upon themselves. And what a horrible thing to have to face, and a horrible thing to have to do. But yet it has been the powerful teacher that your person needs, because this Eight of Cups is also about your person learning the life lessons that they've needed to learn. But your person knows that they were immature in the past. That's why they allowed their victim mentality to perhaps get the best of them. It's why they weren't accountable and responsible. And that's why they took your advice as criticism. When you weren't criticizing them, you were just trying to show them and explain to them that things could be done very differently. And if they did, their life would be so much better, because, like I already said, you have your best interests of your person at heart. By giving this advice, by giving them insight, by giving them encouragement and inspiration of the things that they needed to change within them. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? The Queen of Cups. Well, this is all about love. Your person showing up and being very loving towards you, because the Queen of Cups is the ruler of all things love, romance, feelings, and emotions. And your person is going to be able to tell you how they feel about you. And they know that they should have told you how they felt about you in the past, but they didn't, because they were immature. But compared to the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups has emotional maturity and stability about them. And this will be the energy of your person coming towards you, but also acknowledging that you are the ideal person for them. seeing that you are very kind, caring, loving, and giving, seeing that you are very supportive and that you care about them and that you do give them great advice and wise counsel. Also, seeing that you are very intuitive, knowing that the two of you share great telepathy and empathy with each other. This is the energy that your person sees within you. And perhaps they shared some of this with you in the past, knowing that you get them, knowing that you understand them, as no one has ever understood them. Your person knows this, and they wish they had treated you better. They wish they had treated you with respect and love, and that is going to be something that they will commit to moving forward, treating you with respect and love, because that is what you deserve, and that is the energy of that Seven of Wands. Your person doing what is necessary to fight for you and for this relationship. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. The Two of Wands. Well, this is about your person wanting to bridge this distance that's here. This is about your person wanting to bridge this gap. And because they miss you, actually, they know that it's their responsibility. Your person misses you a lot. And I really feel that they have been dealing with a lot of stuff for how they acted and for how they treated you, feeling so much deep regret, knowing they owe you an apology and wanting to apologize with this Two of Wands being here. But the Two of Wands also tells us your person is making progress on their journey towards you because they want to talk about long-term goals and their long-term plans concerning you and this connection, because this Queen of Cups is also a card of long-term partnership. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? The Seven of Pentacles. Well, this is about a couple of things here, guys. I feel today what Spirit is saying, this is about your person feeling like a failure. And we have talked about that already throughout this reading. Your person seeing where they failed you, where they let you down, where they let themselves down as well, and letting the divine down, letting God down, the universe down also through all of this. Your person seeing where they have blown it. But also the Seven of Pentacles is about your person wanting to invest in this relationship, in this love, in this partnership, and being able to be fully invested with all of their heart and with all of their soul as the two of you come back together. But let's see what else we need to know for this message today, please. What do we need to hear? Strength. I actually love that strength came up right now, guys, because strength is all about the power of this connection. Yes, there is a strong connection that you share with your person, but they also see this strength in you. And through your strength and through the way that you have inspired this person and tried to encourage them to grow, transform, and change, they are doing it. They are finding that strength and that courage and that confidence within themselves even now to start their journey back to you, because they have the words that they want to say. They figured out how they want to present themselves to you. They see this strength in you. They see this power in you. They see this strength in this connection as well. Knowing that it's the one for them, knowing that no one else will ever be able to satisfy what they look for or desire or hope for when it comes to a romantic partner. And that is the energy of this Queen of Cups also. But strength is ruled by Leo. Your person finding that strength, courage, and confidence, very much like that Seven of Wands, to make their way back to you so the two of you can start rebuilding this relationship and move it along to where the two of you can talk about the future and how this future looks for the two of you. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. Well, this is an interesting card. There is so much going on here, guys. That's a bobcat. I think if anyone resonates with bobcats, that might be the face of a llama. We have dragons. We have some sort of ram here. We have castles. We have unicorns. Well, I think that these wings belong to this bobcat. Regardless, there's so much going on here, guys, in this beautiful image from this deck that is called Mystical Wisdom, with the artwork by Josephine Wall. We have a swan here as well. This is about your person seeing that the confrontation that they created in the past with you was not the right course of action, wishing they had chosen their battles more wisely. But also I feel this is telling us that your person has been confronting those things that are within them, that are broken, that have needed work, that they have needed to address, that need transformation, that need healing, that need releasing, and that need to go away, because your person doesn't want to be this person anymore that has held you back and held this relationship back, is what I mean by that, because your person knows that the two of you belong together, and they need to as well now confront you and see if you are willing to hear them out, to see if you are willing to accept their apology, to see if you are willing to acknowledge their explanation and allow them to come back into your life. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. Mountain. This card comes with number 6. If anyone resonates with number 6, although the number 6 is a card of balance, restoring balance to this relationship. Now, this card is strange because it is about obstacles. And what are the obstacles that are here in this connection? It is your person's behaviors. It is their actions. It is their words. It is their victim mentality. It is their immaturity. And this light is shining on this mountain. And the light of your love is powerful enough to cause this person to transform, change, and evolve. Powerful enough to work through their issues and get rid of them one by one. Because this mountain is about your person throwing these obstacles and blockages in front of or between the two of you as to why you couldn't be together in the past. Well, this is now about your person getting rid of this mountain and kicking them out of the way. And what I'm hearing is your person is saying, especially with that 7 of Wands being there, that they will move mountains if they have to come back in your direction and have this opportunity to apologize and represent themselves to you as a romantic partner who is going to be such a much better communicator and so much more loving than they were in the past. Spark. This card comes with number 34. If anyone resonates with number 34, we have someone playing a violin here, and there are hearts here on this violin as she moves that bow back and forth on that violin. This is about the spark that is between the two of you. There is a click, there is a spark that happened when the two of you first met. And you guys watching the reading, you felt something in that moment, and so did your person. But also, this spark is about the divine spark that is within each of you. Being able to acknowledge the divine within ourselves helps us acknowledge the divine within our person. And this is part of your person's transformation during the time you've been away from each other. They're acknowledging that divine within themselves so that they can turn around and acknowledge the divine within you. And that in and of itself is what this 2 of Wands is about, because the 2 of Wands is about a soul counterpart connection. The 2 of Wands is about 2 sticks of fire, and fire is about twin flames, and it is about soulmates, because that is what spiritual connections are. They are belonging to the element of wands. That is how it works. And your person being able to say, I know we have a deep spiritual connection. I was not willing to acknowledge it before. Perhaps I couldn't see it before because I didn't want to see it. But I see it now. I have more insight. I have awakened to so much during the time we've been apart from each other, and I am ready to acknowledge this divine spark within both of us so that we can start our journey towards union with one another, because that is truly what I desire from you and from this connection. If you're willing to hear me out and accept my apology, and let me explain myself as well in a way that will make sense to you. Mistakes. Well, your person is aware of the mistakes that they made here along the way with you in this connection. And here we have that victim again. Yes, your person knows that they made these mistakes because they were in this place of this victim mentality. They know that being in this space of this victim mentality is not the place to be anymore. And they know that it's time for them to own all of these things and acknowledge that it was because of their actions, words, and behaviors that created the problems between the two of you. But this is what you will see. You will see them owning their mistakes. You will see them acknowledging them. You will see them being accountable and responsible for them, and then not wanting to make these same kind of mistakes moving forward. Rejection, abandoned, dismissed, and irrational fear. Well, I feel that your person may have a little bit of fear that you may reject them because they know that they treated you like crap. They know that they said and did things to you in this relationship that were just, perhaps for some of you, almost unforgivable. And perhaps your person would find them unforgivable if it happened to them, if the tables were turned, so to speak. But I feel your person also has some sort of faith and belief and knowledge within them that you would not reject them, that you would hear them out, that you would at least listen to what they have to say. And that in and of itself is giving this person hope. But I feel also that this is saying your person didn't mean to reject you. They rejected the growth that they were going to have to go through. They rejected growing up. They rejected leaving these childish games and behaviors in the past. They didn't want to let that go when the two of you were spending time together, and that is why they bailed. They didn't want to grow, change, and evolve at that time because they wanted to hold on to this old way of being. Well, they are no longer in this old way of being, and they want to come back and see if you're going to hear them out and explain all of this to you, because your person has had a massive wake-up call and they see and understand things now so much better than they did in the past. But let's see what else is coming through for this message today, please. Let's see what we need to hear. What do we need to know? Escaping. Avoiding, blocking, and pushing away. Well, this is what your person did. I'm sorry I bailed. I shouldn't have bailed, but I did. I avoided conversations with you. I pushed you away. And for some of you, you are even blocked from this person. They have to unblock you. It's time for them to start bridging the distance. That's what this Two of Wands is about. It's time for them to open the lines of communication. That's what this Two of Wands is also about. It's time for them to start coming back in your direction. And guess what? That's what that Two of Wands is also about, because this is what they want to do. They know that it's time to show up for you. They know that it's time to start talking and start explaining themselves for all of the mistakes that they made, for all of their behaviors, for their immaturity, for their victim mentality, because they weren't ready for what was happening between the two of you. They need to apologize for hurting you. They need to apologize for bailing on you and on this connection. They need to apologize for running. They need to apologize for ghosting. And they definitely need to apologize for blocking, because that is just mean-spirited. Blocking someone is mean-spirited and it's cruel. You should have a conversation with that person and say, we can't talk. I can't talk to you anymore. Please don't talk to me. I'll talk to you when I'm ready. I'll call you when I'm ready to have conversations with you. And yes, that would be hurtful and it would hurt you, but not as much as being blocked by someone. I promise you, it would not. I mean, you know, we all live in a world now where we can block people from communicating with us, but 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have that capability. When I was growing up, you couldn't even see who was calling you. You just had to answer the phone. And if you didn't want someone to talk to you, you had to leave the phone off the hook so that it just rang busy all the time. Technology has caused these things to be in our lives. Technology has caused people to be rude. It's caused people to be selfish. It's caused people to act and behave in ways that are, quite frankly, not so high vibration. And your person sees and understands this now, that they need to have done better with you. But they will, because this is about them coming back in your direction and making apologies to you, but also seeing if you're going to hear them out and allow them to come back into your life. But let's see what else we need to know. Perspective, better off happiness, and clear headspace. Well, I feel that this is about, first of all, your person seeing things from a different perspective. That has been kind of like a theme throughout this reading. Now that I have more insight, they see things now with greater clarity and understanding than they did before. But also I feel that this is telling us that your person wants to be happy again. And without you in their life, I feel they are not so happy. We have the Five of Cups here. That is the card of sorrow, sadness, feeling left out in the cold, feeling a lot of regret and remorse as well, and just not feeling very peaceful or happy or content with their life, because they're having to acknowledge that something is missing, and that missing person is you. But they have a clearer headspace now. They can see and understand things in ways that they couldn't understand them before. This is why they want to come back in your direction. This is why they want to apologize to you. It's why they want to explain all of their words, their actions and behaviors to you, for why they allowed themselves to create this damage. Because of their immaturity, because of their pride, their ego, their selfishness, because of their low vibration behaviors, because of old emotional wounds, because of fears and insecurities, and because of this victim mentality that they believe was going to cause them or allow them to not be accountable and responsible. But your love has shifted this person. And they have taken your advice to heart, and they are growing, evolving, and changing in ways that you can't even imagine right now, because they want to show back up for you, and they want to explain themselves, and they want to apologize now that they have this greater understanding and insight. And they want to see if you are going to give them this opportunity and accept their apology and allow them to be part of your life again, because this person wants to talk to you about long-term goals, about long-term plans, about how and where they see this connection going. Only this time they will be able to be fully invested in this relationship, because they know that you are the one for them. They've always known it, and now they are ready for you and this relationship. This is your reading for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of you so very much. Blessings of peace, love, and light to all of you. Have a great day, everyone.